Welcome to Designer Digital's bi-weekly tip, August 9th, 2019. This week, how to fill watery photo masks with gradients in Photoshop and Elements. With this tip, we're wrapping up our series on the watery photo masks designed by Katie Bertite at DesignerDigitals. We've explored a number of ways to get different designer effects with these watercolored blocks. They're an easy way to add interest and color to your digital projects. In this tip, we'll combine gradients with watery photo masks to get a beautiful, colorful effect. Whether you'd like a subtle color change or a multicolored stripe, gradients are an easy way to colorize the masks. Here's how. Begin by opening a watery photo mask image. Each set comes with an ABR brush file, as well as each of the images in PNG format. Use one of the PNG versions of the mask for this technique. Open up a new 12 by 12 inch document. So go to File, New, and for the width, let's use inches, 12 by 12 at 300 pixels per inch, RGB color mode with the background contents of white. You'll want to do this so that you can visualize the gradient effect as you're working. Using the Move tool, which is the first tool in the tool bin, drag the watery photo mask onto your new document. I'm going to go ahead and minimize the mask now because we've dragged it over and we don't want it to distract us from the rest of the tutorial. For the next step, choose Create New Fill or Adjustment Layer icon. In Photoshop, it's at the bottom of the Layers panel, and in Photoshop Elements, it's at the top of the Layers panel, but it looks like a little circle that's half black and half white. When you click on it, choose Gradient from the menu. The Gradient dialog box will populate at this point, so choose a gradient of your liking in the Gradient Picker. Additional gradients are available if you use this little icon at the top right corner of the gradient picker, and you can choose these other gradients down here if you don't find one that you like. When you're satisfied, click OK. Now your entire document will be filled with a gradient, so don't panic. With the gradient layer at the top of the Layers panel, your mask will be in the middle and the background will be at the bottom. Now you want to create a clipping mask between the gradient fill layer and the mask layer. So you can do that a couple of ways. You can choose Alt-Control-G on your keyboard. On a Mac system, that's Option-Command-G. Or if you don't like that method, you can choose Layer, Create Clipping Mask from the menu bar. Now the watery photo mask has been filled with color. And you can tweak it by double-clicking the gradient icon on the left side of the gradient layer. So it's this first little icon on the gradient layer. When you double-click that, the gradient fill dialog comes back up. With this open, you can do a couple of things. You can use this little compass to change the angle if you like, so you can get a different direction with the paint. Or you can change the scale. Reducing the scale will add in more of the colors or more of the stripes. It reduces the width of the stripes. And if you increase, let's go all the way up to like 232, you can see that it increases the size or the width of the stripes, and so you get a more subtle effect. When you're happy with the way that your gradient looks, you can click OK. And you can always go back at any time with this method and tweak the gradient by double-clicking that gradient icon. Using gradients like this with watery photo masks is a simple way to add natural-looking color to the painted masks. It's a really interesting way to enhance your digital projects in just a few clicks of the mouse. Thanks so much for watching this week's video, and be sure to check back in 2 weeks for another Designer Digitals tip.